Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Akib and here in this video I would like to show you an automation technique which will let you to effectively and easily use a feature of Zoho Bigin CRM application which is called Deals. So guys, Deals in Zoho Bigin is a process to visualize your sales process, and here it's a part of lead nurturing as well. And here in this video you will see how you can automatically create a deal in Zoho Bigin application just by receiving a form submission from your customer. Yes guys, let me show you how this is going to work. So here we have taken the example of Google Forms to create a form. In place of this, you can use any other form building application as well. And here, as and when your customer is going to fill and submit this form, a deal is created for that customer in Zoho Bigin application automatically. So you need not to copy the data from the form submission and come here on Zoho Bigin and create a deal manually. So it will surely save a huge amount of time and manual efforts of yours. And to make this happen, we are using Pabbly Connect, which is an integration and automation tool. And guys, the best part of setting up this automation is that you will not require any coding skills or programming knowledge. So any person can set up this automation very easily. So now let's set up this automation together. So guys, the first step to set up this automation is to log in into your Pabbly Connect account and reach the dashboard of Pabbly Connect here like this. And you guys, to reach here, you can use the link that we have pasted in the description for you, from where you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes, and it will give you 100 free automation tasks for every new month. Okay, so after setting up your account, you can reach here by logging in, and here you have to start creating this automation by creating a workflow. So to create a workflow, you just have to click here on this create workflow button, and here you can give any suitable name to your workflow. So let me fill the name here. So guys, here I have given the name to this workflow as create deals in Zoho Bigin from Google Forms automatically. Now you can click here on this create button and you can see your workflow getting created on this page like this. And here you will find these two things, the trigger and the action. So this automation is going to work on these two things. So the trigger is the happening of that event which is going to trigger or start this workflow, and the action would be the response towards that trigger. As in our use case, the trigger would be a form submission received from the customer, and the action towards that trigger would be to create a deal for that customer in Zoho Bigin CRM. Okay, so first of all, you have to set up this trigger section. So from this choose app field, choose your trigger application first, which is Google Forms in our case. So search for Google Forms here. So here you have to select the trigger event as new response received. Okay, and it will give you this URL. So this is called as a webhook URL, guys, and it is used to fetch the data out from any external application to here in Pabbly Connect. So with the help of this, we are going to connect with our form and we'll capture the data out of that form, right? So you can follow these instructions written here, quite a long instructions, you can read it. And let me tell you the exact process how you can make the connection. So first of all, you just have to copy this webhook URL from here, right? And then you have to reach your form that you have created. So let me show you the form. Okay, so this is the form I have created, right? And this is a spreadsheet connected to this form. So as and when any person is going to fill this form, the data is going to be collected here in the spreadsheet. Okay, so here in this spreadsheet, you have to go to this extensions button, click on extensions, go to add-ons and click on get add-ons. Okay, and from this page, which is Google Workspace Marketplace, you have to search for an add-on which is called Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Okay, search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Okay, like this, and install this add-on here. So it will take only 2 minutes to install this add-on. So as you can see, it is showing installed as I have already installed it. So I do not need to install it again. So once you install this add-on here, you have to refresh your spreadsheet. This is an important step. Please remember, after installing Pabbly Connect Webhooks add-on in Google Sheet, refresh your sheet. Okay, right? So after that, when you click on extensions, you will find this Pabbly Connect Webhooks option readily available here in this drop down. And from here, click on initial setup. Okay, and in the initial setup, you will find these two fields. Let me clear these fields first. First field is the webhook URL field. So here you have to paste the webhook URL that you have copied from your workflow. And in the trigger column, you have to enter the last data entry column or the final data entry column, which is going to trigger the data flow from Google Sheet to your workflow here in this trigger column. So you can see, let me show you. This is our trigger column, guys, the E column. Okay, this means as and when the data will appear here and you will enter the data got entered in this column, so it will trigger the flow of the data and the whole data is going to be collected in your workflow. Let me show you how. So I'm going to click on extensions, I'm going to Pabbly Connect's in webhooks initial setup. Okay, and here let me remove this and I'm pasting the webhook URL here which I have copied from Pabbly Connect. Trigger column is E only. Now when I click on send test, let me show you one thing more. As I have copied this webhook URL here in the workflow, it started showing this waiting for the webhook's response. So this means now you have to perform a test submission, or you have to send a test data from your spreadsheet to here in Pabbly Connect, and with the help of that data only we are going to move forward here in this automation. Okay, so I'm going back to my spreadsheet. Okay, and here I'm going to click on send test, and it will send the data of the first row that we have here as a test data in our workflow. Let me show you how. So I'm clicking on send test, and you can see it is showing here test data sent successfully. Let's check in our workflow if we got the data. So here it is. You can see in this response received section, we got the data of our first row like this, right? So it is showing all the data that we had. Let me show you in my spreadsheet also. So now you can click on submit here, right? So this is the same data that we have received in our workflow. So after sending the test data, you have to do one thing more here, which is click on extensions, go to Pabbly Connect webhooks and click on this send on event button also. So when you click on send on event option here, what will happen as and when you are going to receive any form submission, the data is going to be the data is going to be transferred automatically. Okay, and the workflow will run, right? Okay, so now go back to your workflow. So we got the data from a spreadsheet. Now this automation, so actually in Zoho Bigin CRM application, we already have some data of our customer, which is like this contact details. Let me show you. So this is my Zoho Bigin CRM's dashboard, and here I have these contact details already present. So these are my already customers, okay, and I have the company details as well, right? So I want to create a new deal for existing customers, right? So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to search for the contact details in Zoho Bigin and check if this person who have filled our form is already present in our contact details in Zoho Bigin or not. Okay, so for that to happen, you have to connect your Zoho Bigin CRM in this action step. Okay, so why we are doing this, I'll tell you later on. First of all, choose Zoho Bigin from here, and in the action event you have to select search contact option, then click on connect, and from this window select add new connection, then click on connect with Zoho Bigin. Okay, now it is asking for the domain name to enter here. So you can see your domain in which your Zoho accounts belong by clicking on by opening your dashboard, and you can see here in the top search bar it is showing .zoho.com. so our domain is zoho.com. okay, so just copy this zoho.com from here only and paste it here in the domain field. Okay, then click on save, and it will bring you to the login window if you're not logged in Zoho Bigin. But if you're logged in like me, it will just ask to accept some required accesses. So just click on accept, and you will be connected with Zoho Bigin in just few moments like this. Okay, so we are connected now, and here it is asking to search for the contact. So to search a contact, you need to have the email address. So we got the email address of our contact from our Google Forms. You can see we have received the data here. Okay, So I'm going to use this label. I'm going to map this label, email label here in this email address. So to map it, you just have to click here and you will find this Google Forms response option in the drop down. And when you click on it, you will get all the data that you have received in the very first step. So from here only, I'm going to map the email label. Then click on save and send test request. So if the customer is already present in your contact list in Zoho Bigin CRM, it will show you this ID here. Let me show you in this response. You will see this data 0 ID label here, and this is the ID. It will show if the customer is already present. Okay. Now you have to search for company as well. If someone filled your form, to which company he belongs, you need to check if that company is already present in your database in Zoho Bigin or not. Okay. So for that to happen, you have to click on this plus icon and connect your Zoho Bigin again from this another action step. Search for Zoho Bigin. Select the action event as search company. Let me show you. This is search company option. Then click on connect. And now you can use existing connection option as you have already connected with Zoho Bigin. So just select existing connection and click on save, and you will be connected with Zoho Bigin again. Now it is asking for the company name. Okay, so I'm going to use the label that you have received in the first step from your Google Forms. So in Google Forms, we have asked for these things. You can see the deal name, the name of the customer, and the company's name. Okay, so you will get the company's response here from your spreadsheet like this, and you will get the response here like this. In the company label, you will get the company name. Okay, so I'm going to map the company label here. Just click here, and from this first step, map the company label like this. Okay, and click on save and send test request. And if the company is already present, it will show you the ID of the company as well. Okay, so here it will show you the company ID. Let me show you this one. Okay, this is the company ID, right? Now we have seen that this customer and the company is already here. Now I want to create a deal for this customer. So to create a deal, you need to have a closing date of the deal as well. Okay, so deals are for limited time period, so you need to have a closure deal also for that closure date also for that deal. Okay, so to get a date, you need to I am going to use a feature by Pabbly. So just click here on this plus icon, and from this another action step, I'm going to use date time formatter feature by Pabbly. Okay, and here I'm going to use the action event as modify current date. Okay, then click on connect. Okay, now here guys, I'm going to add few days to the date on which you are creating a deal. Okay, so this workflow will run on the current date whenever any person is going to fill your form. Okay, so from that date, I'm going to add a few days more. Okay, so you can keep the date format, the basic one, which is this only. Okay, YYMMDD, and the time zone we are working in is the Indian Standard Time Zone. So I am selecting here Asia, Kolkata. Okay, you can select your time zone according to yourself. And here I'm applying the add operation. I want to add a few days on the to the date on which you are receiving the form submissions. So actually we are adding this operation in the current date. Okay, we are modifying current date. Okay, so I'm using add operation. Units are days only, right? And here in the value, I'm going to put, let's say we want to close a standard deal in 8 days, so I'm putting here 8. Okay, and I'm clicking on save and send test request, and it will give you the date 8 days after the date of current date. This is the date. Okay, now finally I am going to create a deal in Zoho Bigin. So click here on this plus icon, and from this action step, search for Zoho Bigin again. Okay, and now the action event would be to create a deal. So you have to select this create contact deal option. Click on connect, use existing connection only, click on save, and you will be connected again. Now it is asking for the owner, so the owner of the account is going to be selected automatically. The deal's name. Okay, so here we have asked in our form the deal's name from our customer. Here you can see. So the customer is going to give us the deal's name, and you will receive the deal's name first here in your spreadsheet, and after that it will be traveled down here in your workflow here like this in the triggers tab. Okay, so this is the test data we are using now. In real time I'll show you how it is going to work. So here I am going to use this label which I have received here, the deal name label. Okay, so map this deal name label here in this last tab. Click here, and from this first tab map the deal name. Okay, contact. Okay, so here I am going to map the contact IDs that we have searched for. Okay, so in the second step you can see we have searched for the contact in Zoho Bigin to check if the customer is already present or not, and it has given us this data ID. So I'm going to map this data ID here in this tab. That's why we have done that. That's why we have searched for it. Okay, so come back down to your last tab, and in the contact field just toggle this map button to on. Okay, just erase this, and when you click here you will find all these options, and from the search contacts tab map the data 0 ID, which is the contact ID, this one. Okay, right now it is asking the pipeline's name. So deal is present in pipelines. Okay, so pipeline is also a process in which you can convert your customers. Okay, so it sales pipeline, you know it better. Okay, so I'm selecting standard only, so just copy this standard and put it here, standard pipeline stage. So here you can see, let me show you, in the deals we have these following stages: the qualification stage, the need analysis stage, the proposal, quote, negotiation, review, and a few more. So these are the stages of our deal. So I want to put this customer in the first stage only. Okay, all right, so I'm going to select the deal stage here. So I'm going to put here qualification, right, the amount. So we are offering a deal of this amount. Let me show you here in the form. Let me open my form here. Okay, so this is the form. Here you can see this is the title, and here we have written we offer complete web hosting plan just in 5,000 INR. Okay, so I'm going to enter here 5,000 only. So this is the amount, this is the worth of our deal. Now you can select the company's name. Okay, so to select the company's name automatically, I'm going to map the data from this step in which we have searched for the company's name. Okay, and we got the data ID of your company also. So I'm going to map it here. Come back to the original step, and here in this company name toggle this map button to on, erase this field, and from this third step where you have searched for the company, map the data ID label, which is this. Okay, right, and now it is asking for the closure date, and this is a required field. That's why we have applied this previous step in which we have applied an add operation to get a closure date for our deal. So I'm going to map this label here. So just click here, and from this fourth step map the date time label like this. And in the description you can add the description from the first step where you have got the form responses, or you can leave this blank also. This is not a compulsory thing, so I'm leaving this thing blank. If you want to enter put some description, you can put it here. Right, now you can check your connection with Zoho Bigin CRM application by clicking on save and send test request, and a new customer will be added in a new in a deal here in this qualification stage of the pipeline. Okay, let me click here on save and send test request, and let's see what happens. So you can see this is the response we have received. The data code is success. Let me show you if we got a new deal here. So I'm refreshing this page of Zoho Bigin, and in the deal section you can see we have got a new deal titled as Tesla web hosting deal, and you can check in this deal the data we have entered. The name of the person is Andrew Smith. This is the email ID of this person. And here you can check everything, and the closure date is April 1st 2022. So these are the same things that I have mapped here. You can see April 1st 2022. Okay, Tesla web hosting deal. Okay, and you can see according to the data ID and the company ID, the company's name and the customer's name get automatically placed here. Okay, so this is how it is going to work in real time, guys. And we are done setting up this automation. Let me give you a quick recap what I've done here. So first of all, in the trigger, I connected the form which we are using to create a deal. After that, we made the connection with the help of webhook URL and fetch the test data out from our spreadsheet. After that, I searched for the contact in Zoho Bigin, and then I've searched for the company's name in Zoho Bigin CRM, and we got the data IDs of both of these things. That means the details are already present there. Okay. And after that, I applied datetime formatter by Pabbly to get the closure date of the deal. And finally, in this fourth step, I connected Zoho Bigin again to create a contact deal. Okay. So it's a contact deal. So contact deals are for existing contacts only. That's why we have searched for the contacts. Okay. And we map the data required to create a deal in Zoho Bigin like this. So you need to map the data here, because you have to set up this automation only once. After that, you don't have to even touch at this workflow. After that, any customer is going to fill your form, the same customer's deal will be created here in Zoho Bigin automatically. You need not to do anything manually here. Okay. And guys, the best part is you can use this same workflow that I've just created, because I'm going to paste the link of this same workflow in the description, so that you can clone it in your own free Pabbly Connect account and start running this automation instantly. Guys, thank you so much for watching our video, and please let us know how our automation ideas are helping you in the comment section. And if you have any queries related to this application, please ask your queries from this forum link, and do check the pricing of this application from this link. And guys, we are open to ideas. If you want us that we should make videos on other aspects of your business, please do let us know in the comment section. And if you like our work, please subscribe to our channel.